Hey, people! I'm so excited to be here. I'm bringing in my artist, Marenthe, from the Netherlands, and Agent Kim is joining us too. So excited. So let me pop up the peeps. So I'm inviting Marenthe and um, Kim, Marenthe, you need to update your Instagram. But I'll bring in Kim. To the latest version of Instagram. So you do that and then go in the comment and tell me when, hey, Agent
Hi,
Kim,
how's it
so
going?
glad you're here.
Me
Good,
too.
good, good.
Where's where,
We,
where's the star? Where's Marenthe?
she needs to, it said she needs to update the latest version of Insta. Oh, okay,
Oh,
good. So
she's
now
here.
I'll invite her this time. We have a lot of goodness, people. Okay, Maren, here. Okay, I've invited her.
Ooh, there's someone else from the Netherlands joining us too. There she is. Hi,
Yay!
Hey!
Marenthe.
Everybody
Glad.
type in where you are. I'm sorry. Kim?
Um, yeah, just nice to see you, Marenthe.
Mm.
I was just
Oh,
there was someone else joining us from the Netherlands in the
Oh,
comments there. So
cool. We are going to do so much in this little vid. We're going to look at Marenthe's sketchbook. And I said, Marenthe, we want to do a live with you. We're going to try to do more of these. And she's our first guest of the series. And I said, I need you to show your sketchbook. I'm crazy about it. And she's also going to talk about a book she's writing, which is very, very exciting. And I want to remind everybody, I'm obsessed with artists writing their own books. It's like my big passion. I'm doing a residency for my artists on it. And I am teaching it April 10th on my e-course platform, Make Art That Sells. It starts April 10. So it's called my Arty Book pitch. So I wanted to tell you that, but let me introduce the lovely Marenthe. Marenthe is a Dutch illustrator, artist, teacher, and writer. All good things. She's worked for clients all around the world, like Walter Foster. She was a contributor to the book Creative Folk Art and Beyond. She's done greeting cards for Trader Joe's. She's done a calendar with.
oh,
oh, I just lost your
yeah,
audio, Lilla.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
back. We
Yes, we
we
hear you.
lost you for a moment there, Lilla.
Good.
Oh, you lost me. Oh, you know what? I put on Do Not Disturb, but my phone rang. She has contributed to Creative Folk Art and Beyond, the book with Walter Foster, beautifully. Done gorgeous cards for Trader Joe's, art for a calendar with Amber Lotus, and worked with Running Press, among others. She loves the challenge, the combination of traveling and creating art. And her biggest dream at the moment is, what is your biggest dream at the moment, Marenthe?
Publishing my book in the States.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm excited to help you. Why is that? Why do you want that? Is it the joy of working on it, making it, bringing your ideas, making beautiful pages?
Well, I started on my book about a year ago, I think, and I gave it my all. I wrote 9 months, like a pregnancy. And
Give
yeah,
birth.
it took so much. It's a different process than illustrating or anything. It's so much, I don't know, it's deeper, it's more personal.
Mm.
Well, it was quite a journey. And I also would love to illustrate it, and maybe some assignments in it. And I think the whole world should read it. I mean, it's about living a creative life,
Mm-hmm.
and not about the highs, but also about the lows, because it's not all, how do you say that? It's not all about
It's all
joy and fun.
roses. Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, I think, yeah, maybe the whole world should read it.
You know, what I love about a book is that you do have and you get to use your words,
Yes.
which is double the power and the authenticity. And also, you get to create, you're the creative director, in a sense, of your book. It's your idea. You serve with a great team, an art director, creative director, editor, and so publishing house. But you can initiate the project based on your passion.
Yeah.
Kim, we've done a number of books that the artists have illustrated, and they're working on pitches. A few have done their own illustrated and authored books. You want to speak to that process, or and I know they've done picture books that they've authored.
Yeah, we've done a lot of picture books, and we've had several of our author illustrator picture books get picked up. But you know, I think the Arty book that our residency this year is going to be about, an Arty book. Is something completely different. And for you, Marenthe, it's such a personal journey. I mean, often when writing a children's book, you can put elements of your own journey into that, but this is about your journey, you know, so completely different. It's pouring yourself out onto the page, putting it there for everyone to see. Like, that's a very vulnerable position to be in, and a very courageous thing to do.
Oh, 100%. Yes. Yes, I agree. Yeah, very vulnerable, because, you know, and I think it's good to know for everyone who is creative or an artist that living an artistic life, I mean, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's wonderful, but it's also a lot about practicing, about overcoming procrastination, how to deal with fear, how to deal with how do you say that, that clients don't pick you. You know, how to deal with leaps. I mean, sometimes it's super scary, or super well, I mean, you have to deal with a lot of things, and while you're growing,
right?
And so I think it's very necessary that artists start speaking about that more, and not only like, oh my God, I'm living this gorgeous life.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is what we see most of the time on Instagram.
Exactly.
Right? You see everyone's successes, and you think, oh, everyone's doing so well, and everyone's getting all these opportunities, and I'm not. But you don't see the journey that's led to that point, where they might have gotten 20 rejections before they got the one yes. So it's wonderful that you're talking about that, and I think a lot of artists will really enjoy reading your story, your journey, and how you overcame a lot of those things.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Well put, well put. So what part of the creative life is it that you love? Why have you stayed all these years? Why do we do this?
Why? Oh, that's an excellent question. Well, I think for me, there's this fire burning. I mean, when I was a kid, I was already, you know, painting stones, knitting, playing in the garden. And for me, life is about beauty.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean things need to be beautiful, because ugliness can be beautiful as well. But, you know, finding the right colors, finding beauty, surrounding yourself with beauty, and yeah, also like expressing what is inside, expressing it. I mean, for me, there's no other way. If I had to quit being an artist, I have no idea what to do.
Right.
That's my life.
Sure.
That's my fire. But I think you can also, you know, cooking is also about creativity or gardening or whatever, or the clothes you're wearing or anything. Yeah, and it brings so much joy and fulfillment. And yeah, I think we are blessed in a kind of way with what we are doing.
Totally. We're so lucky. Is your book for professional creatives, or is it someone who can enjoy just, drawing their coffee mug, or not even drawing, but maybe doing a craft? Who is your audience?
Oh, that's also a good question. Well, not only professional artists, not at all.
Right.
I mean, everyone who has this creative spark inside, and maybe also people that have their creative spark, but are kind of insecure about what can I do with it, or how can I live a creative life, even if I've not done an Academy of Arts. Yeah, for everyone who has this creative fire burning inside and wants to do something with it.
So true. So true. How are you picturing your book? Are you picturing how much illustration? Like, give us a sample of some of the spreads or pages in your mind, and maybe show some things. You want to hold up? I know you're tiny, but you want to hold up some things?
Yeah, sure. That's not for my, well, is it for my book?
Or
Well, maybe.
your art. And
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
It's
think, so I think it's about, what I'm thinking now is about 20% images maybe. And that can be, quotes or beautifully illustrated pages. But also I would also like to add pages where people can write or muse or dream about their own journey, or like it's a kind of interactive book. Yes.
love.
And well, I can show you some pages of my sketchbook. Yeah. Okay. Can you see it now?
yeah, I
Like
love
this?
this.
Okay.
Oh,
So, well, I love lettering. It's one of my, so, and
beautiful.
also the combination between lettering and collages. And I really love working with
Well,
that.
your lettering is spectacular, so you're perfect
Yeah,
for a book. Look at
love
this.
it.
You're perfect.
Yeah.
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 Look at
So
just show us the edge of the pages. They look like they're really thick, like you've done a lot of collage and
oh yes, that's true. Yeah,
yeah.
my
Yeah, look at that. That's great.
they are.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's quite a sketchbook.
Yes, I have tons of sketchbooks, but also like
Show some more.
like this.
Oh yeah. And so
Kind
gorgeous.
of patterns
Show
and
scribbly drawings, and where you put everything, your like black and white stuff, if you, or really anything. I love it all.
I think this one needs to
Oh,
be in the book. What do you think, Lilla?
I love that one. Hold it up again and then zoom in, Marenthe, on that one. Okay, zoom in. Wow. And go up.
that's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
I love the
magic. It's so magical. And so magical in your way of life and your drawing. And oh my, yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I
I think that one will be in the book,
I think
right?
cover, girlfriend. And
Oh,
Yeah.
cover
wow.
with your left.
That's like a self-portrait
Yeah.
right there.
That's
the last
creative.
shown. It's
By
beautiful.
the way, Kim, do you want to tell them about comment or a question or something like
Oh, yeah, there's a little question box at the bottom of your screen. If you have questions that you'd like Marenthe to answer, you can put them in there. Lilla, actually, I don't think I can see the questions, so you might have to.
Oh, okay.
That.
And they can write in the comments too.
Yeah, I can read out any questions that might come through the comments, but if you want to make sure that it doesn't get missed, you can put it in that little question box there.
Yeah. What questions do you have for Marenthe, people? Oh, here's one. Um, Patty Blau, is there a title yet?
Mm.
Oh, maybe we don't reveal that
No,
quite.
no.
No, we don't yet, but it just sounds, and here's the thing, when you do a book, you need to see what the market is, of course, and you have to position yourself. What do you offer that's different? Same in some ways, like, yes, it's a creative book. She's not self-publishing. I'm her agent, so we will pitch it to a traditional publisher. Um, and you want it similar to what's selling well, but what is your unique spin on it? What do you have? Well, first, certainly her artwork is very unique and special. When is the book coming out? Ingrid asks. Ingrid, she's still working on it and we haven't gotten it to pitch yet. And Kim and I are her agents, so we want to get our mitts on it. And I've been working with her on it, and she's been working very, very hard. So we're excited to do that. Oh, is that another question? When is the book coming out for pre-sale? Look, we all want it.
Yeah, we all want it.
What do you want in a book like this? What would you like to see? What do you need? What would you enjoy? What would you feel supported with? What would be fun to do? What questions do you need answers to? So anyway, when you do, and don't forget my Arty Book pitch course is on Make Art That Sells. My teaching platform starts April 10 if you want to develop your book idea. And it's a monster course that I spent a year on. And I hope you join me because I love Arty Books. And an Arty Book is an illustrated and authored book where you do both different amounts of writing. And Marenthe loves to write a lot, so she has a lot of writing in there. But I think it should be 50-50. I don't know. We could talk about that, but it's got to be gorgeous with your art. What do people want in a book like this? So your differentiation is certainly her artwork. It could be the exercises need to be a little different from what's out there. She has her own experience. She's done many creative pursuits, not only the client list I read with doing books and greeting cards and calendar art and so forth, but also she had an online business with cards. She does teaching online. She does in real life. There's so many opportunities for creative people. And I think that, hi, Annette Krause, they make great gifts too. Yeah, it would be a beautiful gift to give others as well.
Yeah.
Oh, another question. Could there be mini videos linked along with the book? Asked Jayhawk Oop.
Yeah. That's an interesting question. You'd almost have some teaching videos along with it.
I was thinking about that. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I have a plan for that. I'm going to talk to you about it. Yes.
Public want to see a promotional or marketing plan. When I say plan, don't freak out. It can just be.
No, I love it.
I just talked to Flora the other day. A downloadable that accompanies your publisher can out. It can be a little videos you do like this on Insta or give a lesson or show. What do you want to do?
I want to do it all. Yeah, and I think that's just the magic of this time. You can combine analog and digital, and you can have so much fun with combining this in an original way. By the way, I love marketing, so that's going to be all right.
That because most people hate it and most artists hate it.
I love it.
Tell us why you love it.
Okay, so yes, I did hate it, but I love it because I think when you look at marketing in a playful way, in a creative way, in a way you create art, and you don't want to follow the rules, the official rules, but you're going to do it in your own authentic, personal way. you can have so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's great.
the sky's the limit.
You were talking before about how, all sorts of things are creative. Cooking is creative, gardening is creative. And I love that you're making marketing creative too.
Yeah.
Like you can view it from a creative perspective as well.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people, when you say the word marketing, they think they have to do it according to the official rules. Otherwise, it's not going to work. That's not true. I mean, we are creators. We can do what we like. We are the artists, the directors of our own creations.
Sal Pipper says, the book sounds amazing. It sounds like it will be full of inspiration and encouragement to help me embrace my weird. Awesome.
I think there's a title in there somewhere, be the art director of your be the art director of your journey or something.
Yeah, well,
Like
actually, and that's fun because the book is also about the hero's journey, well, that's a long story, but yeah, it's not just like this.
Right. Right. Lots of ups and downs.
Yeah, but I have to say, I have two titles. I'm not gonna tell them, but I really have a fantastic title. I will talk to you later about it.
Okay.
Yeah, can't wait to hear.
Any other questions people have, viewers? And Kim, advice you have for people watching on doing their own Arty book?
Mm. Well, I think, as we've heard from Marenthe, she has tapped into her passion. And I think that's the best thing that you can do. So if you are passionate about anything, whatever it is, weaving or crocheting or something not even arty, going for walks or discovering different birds in where you are. It could be anything. Anything can be made into an arty book, and if you're passionate for it, then the readers will feel that passion. And I feel that so much coming from Marenthe, just talking about her journey and what you've created so far.
That's so true.
So true, Kim.
Yeah.
What do you need to do in Arty book? You need to be so passionate that you can obsess it for a period of time and dig and explore and I'm waving. Oh, oops. I'm trying to wave to people.
You can just go like this.
There's a little button I can press for wave. Charlotte Bruin is here, one of our artists.
Hi, Charlotte.
And if if you're interested, we're going to be interested. If you're passionate, if you love it, and certainly, it still needs to be a book and readable and pretty, and or pretty or interesting or arresting artistically, and it needs to be a number of pages and so forth. But those are the details. It's it's fun.
Yeah, but it's energetically. I mean, if it comes from your true self, and that's what you express energetically, that's what people feel and experience. Period. So yeah, that's how it works.
Something comes through beyond the words, in a sense. Something comes through, the vibe of the person, I think. Yeah. Type in comments, people. I want to see your comments. What's going on?
I saw one comment. Is the book in English or Dutch?
Well, English, if we an international and particularly a U.S. market. So
yeah, it could be both. It could be English for U.S. and then have it in Dutch for the Netherlands too.
Exactly. That would be perfect. Yeah.
Oh, that's great, Cat Design. Cat Design is in Australia. She should be asleep, or they should be asleep. But you are also interesting. I hope to start my own book this year. Good. What kinds of topics, people. Type in what kinds of topics you would like to make a book about. And I know every creative person loves books. You want to make a book, and it doesn't have a lot of words. It does not. Okay, and it can have interactive pages where you direct people to do things, and they fill the page that way. I'll be showing a ton of books. I probably bought, I'd say, 80 books to videos.
You're not
Are
obsessed.
you?
Oh,
Are you?
yeah. You know, that's the thing. Like with my courses, I teach what I'm obsessed with and what I think creatives will benefit from. So, Marenthe, hold up some more of your work, would you?
Oh, sure. Yes, I will do that.
Oh, favorite.
So here are some quirky figures.
I love your.
I love
I
quirkiness.
love it. It's
Yeah,
so.
that's so you.
Um. Uh,
Yeah.
That's great.
And wait, let me show you my old. This is my one of my vintage art journals because I work a lot in old books.
wait. So that's you didn't do the cover. That's an old
No,
book.
no. So it's a book that exists.
Exist.
I don't know. It's a very old one. And then oh wait, maybe this one.
Oh,
So the book that exists. Then what do you? Can you open that up? Did you draw on
Sure.
it? Okay.
So that's the book.
Yes.
And then when you open it, it's like the original book. And then what I do is I wait. What's the okay? So for example, this one. Let me see if I can show it well.
oh wow, look at that. Like the gold foil.
Oh, that's so.
That's
Understand? Did you fill it with blank paper?
No. So there's text, for example, beneath this photo, and I stick a photo on it, and I paint over it. So it's like, yeah. Wait, let me see if I can find an example of a combination. Yeah, maybe here. So this is a collage, for example, but you see the text is still there of the book itself.
Brilliant.
Yeah, well, it's so much fun to. And it also helps you, you know, that you don't need to start from a blank page.
True.
I just an old book of mine, and the cover's beautiful. It's modern music and musicians, but it was printed like 100 years ago. So, you know, and there are no really good visuals in it. So I'm going to do what you just showed us. With
That's
wow.
great.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool, man. We have a question here from Savory Food Designs. Hello from California. Looking forward to learn more and join in the conversation. Getting coffee right now. Wanted to know a nonfiction picture book about edible gardens in Indian culture. Absolutely, of course. June J. Wells says, I've got about 20 books in my mind's queue. That's great. I will help you narrow it down in the first week. And if you don't have ideas, I will give you more ideas with quizzes and videos. Constanza illustrates, I made a wonderful book about breakfast with lots of illustration. I love that. I have an idea too for my life and beverages, you know, just every mug and cup and beverage and write a little thing. Annette Krause, hi Annette, prepping college students for their move to school.
Oh.
Be an Arty book. You would add art to it. How gorgeous! Could it
Yeah, it can be anything.
That's a great topic, Clamariano. That's a great topic. More questions. Nelsie says, I would just buy copies of Marenthe's sketchbook too. Do you hear that, Marenthe? It can. That's what
100%.
Yeah. People will buy it for your art. You know that. Laura Seymour, hi Laura. Love the resourcefulness of this. Cool. Puka Alexandra, Marenthe is the best to teach you to work in old books. Oh, that's great. Tambol B draws, writes what everyone feels. Love it. A blank page scares me. Oh, that's why he likes the journal. Yep. Lovely way. Charlotte Brun says, lovely way to use the paper.
Yes.
Charlotte is one of our artists. Savory food design. How cool. Love the book ideas. Cool, cool, cool. Type in comments. Anybody else want to hit me with your book idea or ask Marenthe a question about working on the book, the 9 months she spent on the process, which it doesn't have to be that long. Don't want to scare anybody, but she
Yeah, but Lilla, I wrote about 50,000 words. So I wrote a lot.
Wow.
So that's why it took a while.
Yeah. And that's okay. You know, if you want to take as long as you want to take is fine.
Yeah.
You want to take enough time that you express what you want, not necessarily all you want, because that's infinity. And you don't want to take, so you don't want it too short, but on the one hand, but you don't want it so long that you lose steam or it nags you or it's never done or never enough. So it's that I'm doing this with my hands. It's the balance between too little, too much, what's comfortable. And that's not a number, and it's not an objective quantity. It can flow. You can have days where nothing comes. And then for my second book, I dictated on my phone a lot every morning and my coffee with a really pretty process for me. Moments in Rainbow says, I want to do something about fostering kittens, share experience and stories in fact. How cool is that? So that's for people who will foster kittens or are thinking, but you also want to make it for a broad audience because the publisher won't take it if it's just for the fostering community. I don't think. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a huge community. But also, can someone like me who doesn't have a cat anymore because I'm allergic, I'm so sad. I enjoy reading it. Would I be interested in what you tell? Is it, would anyone be interested, anyone who loves cats or anything? Tambol Bedraws. Kim, do you want to take some of these? How about that one? Do you see that one? I'll read it.
Yes.
Okay.
So Tambal Bedraws. I'd really want to do a book about my favorite Filipino desserts, but should I do a picture book? Not sure if I'm a good writer yet. That's a really interesting question. I mean, I think a book about Filipino desserts would be absolutely incredible. And I think you could make that into an Arty book because you could have all the recipes and then you could illustrate them all. For it to be a picture book, you would need a bit more of a narrative. So you need a bit more of a story of maybe, grandchild making the desserts with the grandparents, something like that. And writing, I think a lot of people think writing a picture book is easy, but it's maybe even harder than writing an Arty book because the word choice has to be so particular. So yeah, maybe go for an Arty book. I would read that for sure.
Agree with so true, because a picture book, it's a mini movie. So it needs a plot. It needs a character you love right away from the beginning, and it has an issue to work through, and an arc and a conclusion. And I teach a course on that too. But for this, you don't need an arc or a narrative in a sense. I mean, there can be sometimes, like Marenthe will probably take you through. Does yours have an arc, Marenthe, or is it more like vignettes, like this is about this and this is about this and this section is about that?
Yeah, there's a red thread going through the book about, life experiences. And then you have these things popping up like, how do you deal with this? And how would you look at that? And how would that perspective? And how do you deal with procrastination, etc.? So it's like, a fluid way of telling. And you know what? I wanted to add something, because the thing is, when I started with the book, I was not 100% sure about what the book had to be. So, but I started writing every day, just like dumping on the page. And then the narrative and the story and the book idea popped up slowly. So that is what I would like to say as well. You don't need to be 100% clear about your idea. When you start, it can also grow, and also your life grows. I mean, you're fluid as well. So during the writing process, you experience things, and you can also add them in your book. It's like you are evolving while creating the book, and that's such a deep, interesting process.
I totally agree. For mine, the book revealed itself. It's very mystical. You feel like sometimes you're channeling information you didn't know. I got memories in detail that I had sort of forgotten or not thought about. And you find it's a relationship that you have with the writing process. It's very beautiful.
Yes.
Flo Mariano says, could be about female architect. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I love it. I love, there are a lot of books on women in history and women this, women that. But this is a specific. And of course, I would go on Amazon or something and see if there are other books like it and how is yours different. Creative Brenda, I have an Arty book for creatives about the creative journey. I wonder if the topic is overdone or there's room for me. It's a very good question. No topic is overdone if you come at it with your true authentic self and provide something, a way that is unique. So maybe if it's just, another book on how to be a creative person or procrastination, I think a lot of Marenthe's work is her particular perspective and the life she's led, and her artwork is extraordinary. Okay, if it's just a lot of text about if you procrastinate, try, blah, 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 then that might be not enough. However, maybe it's your travels. The one time I didn't get water, Kim.
Oh no.
You want to take here? I'm
Yeah.
gonna have a cough.
I was actually curious, Marenthe, when you were talking about how when you started writing, it just sort of came out of you, and it was just a bit of a dump on the page, word dump on the page. What made you start? What made you start? Like, what was that first point where you thought? Because you do so many different things. You teach, you do cards and products and all sorts of things. What made you think I want to write a book?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I always had this feeling, like that's my kind of secret. I always thought like I cannot write. That was a kind of thought I had. But my mom, she writes. My dad, he wrote. He died, but he was an excellent writer. It's all in the family. And maybe that's why I thought I cannot write. Okay, so then I know a writer, a friend of mine, she's a famous writer, and she popped up, and suddenly I felt like this is the moment, this is the time, this is now it has to happen. And I wrote a lot. I wrote a lot already because I have journals filled with texts, but not for a book. Okay, so that's where it happened, and that's where I started. And I don't know, it happened, and I really recognize that, Lilla, like this channeling thing. Right. It's like, so you sit and you write, and first it doesn't work very well, but you keep on writing, and then suddenly you're in a kind of flow. Yeah. And it happens. It just happens. And when you read it again after a few weeks, you're like, what did I write this? What? What happened? Okay. So I think you need to have the courage to do it and not to shy away because you think you cannot do it. Because of course you can do it, because we artists, we look out from a way of of images. I mean, we create images all the time. We see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
And writing is actually speaking. I mean,
Right.
This is what I say in the course. I know you don't think you're a writer, maybe. You talk, you text, you write emails, you write. It doesn't have to be flowery prose. It doesn't have to be super literary. It can just be your way of speaking. 100%. That's the authenticity. Being accepting who you are and being who you are. That's what people will connect with, you know, like I'm coughing and I have a cough drop in the middle of the live, and you know it's authentic and like, okay, whatevs.
right.
Raquel Rosso writes, I'm nuts about connecting productivity to creativity. So I've been tempted to work on an Arty book about that. Very slow progress though, lots to learn. What do you mean by connecting productivity to creativity? Will you tell me more? Can you put that in? So if you do want to do a book on creativity, as I started to say before my cough attack, maybe you travel to every coffee shop in Amsterdam and like talk to people about what they're writing, what they're doing on their laptop. I would love to read that. You know, like what is their creative process? And maybe talk about your process of figuring out going around to which cafe and why. Like get a spin on it, add a twist. One of the quizzes I do in the course is I have you answer all these questions and then you mush 2 or 3 ideas that together you don't even know that you, and they're disparate, and sometimes disparate meaning very different, will help you create your unique spin. And don't worry too much about that. Just don't worry about it. Just like walk around your life. Oh, I have all these spools of thread over here. Maybe it's about my sewing and creativity and I don't know. I don't know, but you know, Kim.
Well, I was just going to say, your idea about going to coffee shops, you know, you talk to people there, but then also draw what you ate because everyone loves food illustrations. So I'd love to see, I don't know, what do you get when you go to a coffee shop in Amsterdam? I'm not sure. And we're talking coffee, just coffee, not a coffee shop, as someone said in the comment.
Yeah, like my life in beverage.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
And you just draw them all and write a little scribbly 3 sentences with each drawing.
Exactly.
Today, blah, blah. And, you know, made this cup and now I use it every day.
Oh, wow.
It's my cup. And I make an espresso every morning and it goes right to the top. It's
like a perfect
right
espresso.
top, and I have to like take it from the machine like really carefully. And then I put it on my cup warmer. The cord's not long enough, but I have a little cup warmer, and I love my cup warmer so much that I actually have 3 now. One this laptop, one by my morning coffee area, and one by my calm down creativity and thinking chair.
But this, Lilla, this is living a creative life.
Mm-hmm. Raquel Russo, I'm very organized and love using productivity to boost and unlock my creativity. It could be a regular book, a workbook, mix of both. I'm not sure, but I'll explore in class. That is so wonderful because creative people love productivity tips. I always say, if you want to meet a super type A person, talk to a successful artist, successful creative person. And we love productivity tips. And we know when there's a pain point, when something's really difficult for us, we want to figure it out because we don't want that to stand in the way from our creativity and making things.
Yeah, true.
Name of the book, I Love You a Latte. That is good. That's 54. Good. Yes. Yes, Annette Krause says, yes, we do. We need productivity tips. And if you can do them in like a unique, fresh way, that's a book. I forget whose comment was that?
Raquel.
Oh,
Russo.
Raquel, that is good. That's good. Okay, well, any last things before we hit the road?
How about one last picture from your book to send us on our way?
Okay.
So delightful.
Okay. So, for example, I made this in Barcelona,
Oh, wow.
and you know, Gaudi is one of my biggest inspirations. So I made this
Oh,
glass. How do you say
that.
it? Glass in, I don't know how you say it in English, but it's a window, glass stains.
Stained
Glass
glass.
stained window.
Stained
Yeah.
glass.
So that was
gorgeous.
my inspiration
Oh,
from
I
Gaudi.
love that, Marenthe.
Sorry, show a little more.
Okay.
No, I won't be offering it in fall, just April 10 for 5 weeks, and that's it for the year.
Let me see. What else? Well, this is maybe fun. I did this with some dresses.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
You know, lately I really love working with gold and silver. It's like I want to use gold and glitter and silver on every page.
That page reminds me of Klimt so much.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. This is really fun. This is the story of Musidora,
oh.
and this is Musidora. That was an actress.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's how I play all day.
So great.
Well, for personal work, you can use any photograph you want.
Yeah.
But for a book that's published, you cannot use other people's photos.
Yeah.
Take your own photos. If you're sure it's in the public domain, if you are positive, not because it's so many years old, but if it says public domain, or if you get images on Etsy and they say can be used for commercial purposes, blah, 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 you have to be sure.
Yeah.
And you want to include that information with your pitch, because no agent or publisher is going to touch a book that has somebody else's photos without permission.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. Absolutely.
Well,
yeah. And I also think that the law might be different, for example, in the Netherlands than in the States, you know. So when a book is published worldwide, you might have a problem if yeah, that's true.
right, has to be worldwide and all that. I would avoid photos if possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even collage papers and that sort of thing, like using collage in your illustrations. I used to use a lot of collage in the books I did, and I had to get permission from each of the companies that produced the collage papers to use them in a published book. So you can do the legwork if you really absolutely want them in, but it is a lot more work.
I know what you mean.
If somebody submitted a book to me like that, an art, I would shy away. I want to see your drawing, your work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What
I have a lot.
Make your own collage papers and print them out,
right,
and then tear with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, people who watched. I'm so glad so many people were here, and we will be doing this again. Kim and I will be interviewing a number of our artists over the week, so stay tuned, and I enjoyed this. I really did.
Yeah.
It was great.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So lovely to see you, Marenthe.
So good to see you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, how do I stop this thing? I don't even know. What do I do, Kim?
Is there a little?
Oh,
I've got a little X at the top.
Okay. Bye.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.